everybody, and welcome to the Negative Degree Podcast, where negativity is our reality. I'm your DJ. Sorry, I am your DJ. I'm your host, DJ Frostbite. And as you can tell, I'm not alone on this episode today. I have my very gorgeous friend, Station A.
My name is Ayame, and I am an exotic dancer over at Lizzie's. It's a gentleman's club.
And the reason I have you on this episode today is because a few episodes ago, I talked about, certain people work in the service industry, and being a dancer is part of the service industry. And as you told me earlier, you are a somewhat newcomer to dancing, and I wanted to know your experiences and how you feel about it. So, first, how did you get into it?
Well, I first got into it mainly because I just got tired of getting screwed over at all of my past jobs that I would have, all of my commercial jobs, so to speak. So first off, my biggest career that I got into was Spirit Air Systems. I was a sheet metal assembly and mechanic, working on the fuselages over there, 767. And only after about maybe 2 months, we got laid off. It was the mass layoff, so I'm pretty sure everybody was pretty pissed.
Oh, yeah.
And then also from my side job, I was at DeFazio's. It used to be an Italian restaurant. Unfortunately, now it is permanently closed. But during that time that I was working with them, that's when COVID first hit. So that's when every single restaurant started having its struggles, and they basically laid everybody off. So I was laid off twice. After that, I got into Quick Trip. I was there for about a year or so. Them, I didn't have any problems with. I would just say I would probably not go back because of my preference of not wanting to go back into like retail and customer service. That type of area is a really like hardcore type of customer service. Like it's just on the go type of deal. You have to deal with customers, their attitudes. It's like, for example, if you're up on register and somebody comes up to you and asks for a Marlboro Light Menthol, and you say that you're not in stock, sometimes they'll get really pissed at you for no reason. They might be having a bad day, but that doesn't mean that they have to make it to where you have a bad day as well. It's just customer service. But it was happening on a constant basis. A lot of BS going on around in there.
You
but
can curse on here.
It's.
You can curse on here.
I'm just. It's all good. All right.
So,
but after that, I believe I went to the hospital. Ascension Via Christi, St. Joseph's, and I was a patient transporter there for about 8 months. Then they sent out an email to every employee there saying if you did not get the COVID vaccine, then you would be terminated by this and this day. So I just decided that I was going to leave early because, in my opinion, I am against the vaccine. I just don't want anything forced in my body that I am not certain that it's not going to have a good outcome. And then as soon as I left from there, I went to Logan's Roadhouse training as a waitress.
it is a lot of people that go to Logan's Road. I know a lot of people from there. Jesus.
I only lasted there for about a week, just about a week. And the reason why that I decided to stay there as long as I did was because they, during your training time, they give you 5 days of training and 5 days of free food.
Oh, wow.
So who wouldn't turn that down?
True.
But the reason why that I left was because I found out that our manager was actually stealing some of the waitress's money. So if I'm going to be hearing that type of stuff, I wouldn't really want to stay in that type of environment, especially if I'm worrying, if somebody's going to be taking my money. I'm working my ass off for that. The other waitresses are working their ass off for that. Why would they want to stay there? So that's And so that's when, at that time, I was unemployed for a few days. Then I decided, you know what, a club it is. I tried keeping that as a last resort because I just wasn't used to that type of environment, and I didn't really want to get myself into that. But since it was my only option that I had left, I was like, all right, let me give this a go. And I applied for Lizzie's Gentlemen's Club, and I also applied for Michelle's Beach House. I heard nothing from Michelle's, but immediately later that night, I got a call from the manager, the dancer manager there, asking to set up an audition, and that's when I decided to put my career in there.
Yeah, I heard from a lot of different people that like Michelle's Beach House, they have like a lot of criteria that you got to meet and stuff like that. Basically, a lot of people say like a lot of their girls are kind of like Barbies, to where they're just like they go dance, they go around, ask for money, don't really look at you or something like that, and just whatever. If you want to get like a lap dance and shit like that, you can, but it's very like robotic in a certain way. I've heard that from a lot of different people, not just guys, other dancers, other women and stuff like that. People used to work there. But I want to go back a little bit. You talked about your experience at Logan's Roadhouse. I'll go back to like DeFazio's. What did you do at DeFazio's?
DeFazio's, I was a hostess.
So how is that? Because this actually is perfect because you have other things aside from like dance you could talk about. Because you have customer service stuff that you've experienced that you've done before. I want to get into some of that too, not just the dancing aspect because we'll get to that in a bit. But let's go into hosting. How was that? How was your experience with hosting? Or hostess. I'm sorry.
You're good. I actually kind of liked it. It kept me physically active. I mean, I'm the type that likes to have jobs that keep me physically moving. Like, I always got to be up on my feet. So Quick Trip was a good one. If you guys are the type that needs to be like continuously moving, Quick Trip is there for you.
I feel like you would have liked Coleman a bit.
Coleman, maybe. I don't know, but
depending, especially since you work out a lot and like having like pack coolers and stuff, you especially like if you don't like being in the heat, you probably wouldn't like it. But
nah,
yeah.
I wouldn't survive in that type of environment.
Yeah. But like they'll give you like a big ass thing of water, and sometimes they'll do like heat breaks and shit like that. But I feel like staying on your feet and staying in physical aspect, I feel like you would like it. Mm-hmm. But sorry, continue.
No, you're good. So hostessing, I was there for about a year and 4 months, but I mean it was just the basic general stuff, just restocking all the cracker baskets that they had, helping out the waitresses when they needed, if they had like a fuck ton of orders. We would also make sure to greet the customers that came in first thing. We would seat them in specific orders. So it's like each and every server that is working in a restaurant, they have each and every section of their own. So it's like this server is going to be in A1 through A5, so they're just only serving 5 tables, certain ones. And then this server is going to be working in B10 through B15 section. Each and every server has their different sections, but it kind of makes it a little more difficult whenever customers come in and they want specific seating, especially if it's really busy on, like, for example, Mother's Day. If it's really busy and like all of the tables and booths are taken up, you're not really going to be able to get, you're not going to be able to get the seating that you want. It's either you come in, get on the waiting list and wait to actually eat, or
if it's something there right away, that's the only option.
Yeah.
I get that, and I feel so. I'm the person. When I do go out to like certain restaurants, if I do get a booth, I like it away from people. Where it's like, if it's like one right, like for like people here, and then it's like one right, like give me the next one over, so that way I don't have to deal with that.
Yeah. I mean, it is definitely a different story whenever, like, the restaurant is not busy, like, it's not full of people, but it also, like, if you're going into a restaurant and you see that there's nobody there, don't assume that they are just not busy. They may be really understaffed and they won't be able to serve you at the certain sections that you want to sit in. So please take into consideration about those. Because usually whenever people come in, I hear them talk about, like, hey, like, there's all these tables and we aren't getting seated. Well, first off, are you taking into consideration that we're understaffed? Do we have enough staff to even serve you?
Yeah. And there also is a difference of like the quality of a certain like restaurant and stuff like that. Like I've never been to Devasio. I didn't even know that was an actual place. But I feel like that's an establishment where it's like they are concerned about customer service and trying to get people in and out. To where you go to fucking IHOP, the one on Ridge, and it's just like they don't give a fuck. They be in the kitchen talking to each other. They be forgetting shit, be arguing with each other and all that stuff. And then you be like, well, I'm just trying to sit down and get food. It was like, oh, well, we don't got these tables, cleared up. And yes, I get it, they're on the staff and stuff too. And when you can't get the quality of a good staff, and you're just getting whoever you can hire, I get that. But still, I try not to be like an asshole when it comes to stuff like that, especially depending on where I'm at. But when there's certain places, it is where it's like, y'all need to be working. It's a difference of when you see people working hard and they don't have enough people, and then a place for them where they don't have enough people, but they're not even trying to put in the effort of trying to get shit done. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely get that. What else?
So you talked about being a hostess. You worked at Logan's Roadhouse for a bit.
Yeah, so I didn't really, I wouldn't really be able to talk too much about Logan's Roadhouse because I was only there for about a week and I was training with the other servers.
You say you worked at Quick Trip too?
Yes.
How was that?
Shoot, let me tell you, I would say, it's surprising to some people or to most people, but before that location switched to Jumpstart.
Is it the one?
Broadway and Murdoch?
Yep.
I actually liked that location because it was very entertaining, not gonna lie. It really was.
It's a hood spot.
A lot of crackheads be coming up in there, but it makes it very entertaining.
Dude,
At the same time, it does make it kind of a dangerous place, especially if you're working the night shift, which I was always working the night shift.
Can I tell you what I experienced fucking last night? So I was driving back from Tulsa, and I was like, I gotta go stop and get gas, and found this Quick Trip, and it's like hella fucking crackheads. There's one homeless crackhead dude just yelling, be like, fucking slut ass bitch, da da blah blah. Like, don't know who the fuck he's talking to. I'm just like, yeah, I'm getting the fuck up out of here. Like it's like hella dark. He's like sitting in grass with a fucking blanket over or something like that, just yelling like every 10 seconds.
I can understand that. Like I've seen that all around, and it's just, yeah, it just comes natural. It's like can't really do anything about it.
Yeah.
Kind of sad that they turned to Jumpstart though, but you know. Also.
Is there a big? Oh, I know the difference between Quick Trip and Jumpstart, but it's like there's just people that want to get gas. Like I get people have like they want to get food at a Quick Trip and stuff like that, but it's just a big ass gas station. And to me, from the outside looking in, it's a big ass gas station that you can get food out of and stuff like that. But certain people I just want to get gas, get a drink, get some chips or whatever like that, and head on my way.
Honestly, whenever I was not on my diet, I'd be going up to Quick Trip and I'm just like, you'll always find me in the cappuccinos area. Like I freaking love I miss their sugary drinks. I really do. But it's like The food part is just not really my thing.
So I gotta tell you this. I don't know what diet thing you're on, but after we're done with this podcast, like we're going to get coffee, and she was like, "Oh, I can only drink black coffee," and the thought of just straight black coffee, just it just dries my mouth up. It tastes so disgusting.
Well, I mean, I feel like it just depends on like what type. Well, that too, but if you like dark roast, medium roast, and light roast, in my opinion, I like dark roast because I don't want to drink just straight up fucking water.
I like whatever Dunkin' Donuts makes. Because that shit is fire. I tell them put French cream, the French creamer in it, French vanilla creamer, and a bunch of sugar.
Everybody has their opinions, but you know.
Let's even. Oh, like I already told you, I'm not big into coffee like that.
Uh-huh.
I will drink coffee here and there, and it is like I gotta really, really be in the mood for like a coffee. I am a hot chocolate person all day, which I know is just nothing but sugar in that shit. But
hot chocolate and throw some Baileys in there. Yo,
oh god,
that sounds good.
Yeah,
but I can't have it.
Yeah. Girl, you gotta weigh like 90 pounds, and you're just like, oh, I'm doing this diet. I'm just like, what diet do you need?
I'm actually 140.
Really? Still tiny. Well, you got muscle. Like she could probably pick you up and throw you somewhere, but like, you are still tiny. So I'm like, what diet? Like you could probably eat like 3 fucking quarter pounds with cheese. You take one dump, and you're still gonna have a fucking 6-pack.
I mean, well, I have not tried that. I am not a burger person either.
Plus, you're 21. Like, you have the metabolism of a fucking hamster.
I'm an endomorph. I have a slow metabolism.
Oh, yeah.
I do. It's a lot of hard work for sure, though. Don't get me wrong. I have my cravings. I literally have a fucking list of all my cravings that I have. As soon as my coach tells me, yes, you can have a cheat meal. All right, what place we hitting up first? I'm gonna get this. All right, we bringing all of this shit home.
We went to that one. What was it? Aviva? Not Avivo. What was it?
Avivos.
Was it Avivo? Avivo.
It's an oven pizzeria.
Yeah, oven pizzeria place. We both had like different breads. What did you get?
I got the cauliflower crusted quattro formaggi. I think that's how you say it.
Like we both got pizza, but then like before that we both got like
the appetizers.
Yeah, we both got appetizers.
Bruschetta and
bruschetta. Whatever.
Honestly, I don't know. But that's how I usually hear.
Stuff.
That's how I usually hear Italians say it. So I'm just like, okay, that's how you say it.
We're not Italian. Okay. Bruschetta, and then you got something else. I
think it was a caprese salad.
Yeah, no, it was the caprese like bread or something like that.
Well, it was on top of bread, but it was salad, so to speak.
And they both gave us like 5 each. So it was like, all right, well, I'll try. Like we both tried like 2 of each, and then we're just like, we'll keep whatever to ourselves. And then once the pizza came, we had the pizza, and that shit was fire. And it was like, what you say you don't eat a lot of meat. Because you just had cheese, because it was like a 4-cheese blend pizza. You said there's certain ones that you do eat, but I'm guessing now because of like your diet is what, it's just like chicken or just like all veggies or something?
Actually, it's not even all veggies. Like, all I can eat right now is just raw spinach, eggs, turkey cutlets, chicken titties. I like to call it chicken titties because it's so entertaining. Titties. Yeah. So it's like
a chicken cutlet.
I mean, you could say that too, but
I
just feel
that's what they call those like fake ones that girls be having chicken cutlets with. I guess
gotcha.
It's chicken titty.
Yeah, and then also surprisingly, gummy bears. Whenever you told me gummy bears, I was like, wait, excuse me, what?
Because it's gelatin, which is horse.
It has the sugars that I need straight out of a workout, and then it doesn't have any fats. So, and then I pair that up with my protein shake, and then my other protein shake that I usually make is all blended, so it has peanut butter, almond milk, and I always go with almond milk, something dairy free, and then my protein powder. But it's fucking fire.
I want to cry because you just like you basically eat nothing. I'm over here eating like 3,000 calories a day. And you're just like
I'm eating the same 5 meals every single day. When I came back from San Francisco,
oh yeah, because you was splurging.
oh yeah, oh yeah, like no doubt about it. But I was hiking every day. I was hiking.
Did you go to Vegas too? Or no?
I did.
Yeah, you went to Vegas.
It was for my
and
21st
San Francisco.
birthday.
Like I'm still not going to Vegas till this day, and you went on your 21st birthday. I'm just like, I'm not hating because you made the money to do it. I'm glad you got to go for. I think you said you went out there to dance too. I don't know if you did or not.
No, I was thinking about it, but then I was looking at how long I was staying there. I was only going to stay there for about a week or so, and I'm just like, you know what? Just take that time to really just explore Vegas.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I could try to work out there, but at the same time, I'm just like, I just want to chillax. I want to
Probably
see places.
get some more years, and because they probably want to get girls with like a lot of experience. That's gotta be like the big thing. Like
Probably, yeah. There's also like you have to get your business license, and then I think a dancer license.
Yeah,
And
I mean that's the same like here with a dancer's license.
Well, you also have to pay for that stuff too, and I'm just like, damn.
I mean, even here you gotta get a dancer's license to be like a dancer. So yeah.
Well, not at Lizzie's.
I know at Pleasures you had to get one.
Gotcha.
But I think that was because they were like all nude. I don't know if it's like if it's a place where it's like nude or topless. I think you gotta have a dancer's license. I'm not entirely sure. Somebody in the comments they can leave that down. But all right, talked about being a hostess. Talked about Lowe's Ross for a bit. Let's go in more into Quick Trip because we didn't really get to talk too much about it.
Let's see.
How did you like working there? What was your experience like dealing with that?
I mean, I liked it at first whenever I was just a regular part-time clerk, and then
when you became full-time, it was different.
Honestly, even though I was a part-time clerk, I was still working full-time hours. But
So they needed people.
yeah, so I would say I was working at least maybe a good 63 hours a week. I was putting in quite a bit of overtime.
How much were they paying?
I think at first they started me off at $10 an hour, and then about 2 months later they gave me $1 raise, so I was getting 11. And then whenever they sent me out on ERP, so I was going around to all the different locations.
Yeah.
Whenever people were taking partials or calling in, they were paying me $12 an hour. Nowadays, I don't know if that's changed, but it might still be the same.
I think it's like 12 starting out now because I keep seeing we're hiring things in the windows. So it might be like 12, 13 starting now.
Yeah. I would say my worst experience, the least thing that I did not like about Quick Trip was being up on register. You could set me anywhere else but the register. I would have liked my job a lot more. But I do definitely like working. I like working on the floor and the kitchen area. The kitchen area was nice until they started changing things up to the new machines. Then everything started becoming more complicated. And then at that time, that's when I think I recently left to go work at the hospital.
So how was the hospital?
The hospital.
Because that's like a deep dive and like you really like gotta be like, hey, like that goes from customer service to like patients and stuff like that, which is like a level up from that.
Yeah, it was actually a lot more relaxing, not gonna lie. Like we had like these small devices that literally look like phones, and they would
like scanner things, like they do in retail stores.
Yeah, so all the nurses, I think they have the same devices as well. We had that device, and then we had like a really small phone. And whenever they would, like for example, if CCU needed a patient to be moved from one room to another, they would put in an order and send it to our device, and that device would say, okay, go up to this and this room, pick up this patient, and you're going to be taking this patient to this and this room, but this patient is going to be staying in the bed. So we also did specialty bed moves, not just moving the patients around in wheelchairs or the beds. Yeah.
So yeah, that's definitely some work right there. Now you did say you did some retail work as well too. What was that?
That was
just Quick Trip. You didn't work at any like stores or anything like that.
Quick Trip, Spencer's. Definitely Spencer's.
We are talking about Spencer's because I had a conversation about this with somebody yesterday.
And Spirit Halloween.
We can talk. Let's go. Let's talk about both of those. How was working at Spencer's?
Spencer's.
What did you like about it? What did you like about it? Was it a bunch of like fucking teenagers trying to go in and touch fucking dildos and vibrators and shit? What is it?
Let's just say it was probably a lot more chill than whenever I was working at Spirit Halloween, because I was over on the east side where they were stationed, and whenever I was working there, like I remember this one night, for some reason they were having the store stay open all the way until 11, and like these
Spencer's or
Spirit Halloween.
Oh, okay.
But that's usually whenever kids are out and they want to be in groups, they want to do their own thing, they just want to go out and do shit.
Which
so
is so
a group of these kids, this one night they come in and they start like they just start walking around in circles all around the store, and that's when
you keep going.
That's when we start hearing them banging on all of the stuff and the items that we had, taking all of the weapons and then just throwing it everywhere. They also ran out with quite a few of the merchandise. We also had somebody that was coming in. They acted really kind, but whenever they got all of this stuff that they had, like they had a pile of costumes in one arm, a pile of costumes in the other arm, and they basically went up to the front, they turned around and they flipped us off, then walked out, because they know we couldn't really do anything.
So I had said this on the last episode. So I used to work for Walmart, and I used to work in the freezer section overnight. I was full time. I was the only one in that section. And I would find like, so this was when it was still like 24 hours for like Walmart to be open, when the good old days, which Walmart and Dillon's, go back to 24 hours. Even if you just like stay open until like 3 o'clock in the morning, like at least that, like 3, 4 o'clock. But anyway, it'd be like people coming in at like 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, and they'll be fucking playing hide and seek and tag and dumb shit. They'll be trying to steal stuff, and when they stole stuff, they would always put it over in my section, like in the freezers and stuff. I found like DVDs stolen. People stole shoes. It was like condoms were stolen. It was one time somebody stole fucking Plan B. Like it was a lot of shit that was stolen. It was also one time I was coming back from break or something, and this kid stole a whole 30-pack of Coronas. Yeah. Dang. And the policy with Walmart is you can't go chase after them, because it's like once they're out the door, they're out the door. Like just don't go after it. It's just go on the LP, loss prevention, and that's it. So yeah, and he passed me. If I was a little bit further out, I probably would have hit him with my car. But that's just the idiocy of people where it's like, just be cool. Like, just go to the fucking store, go wherever you need to go, get whatever you need, fuck off. Like, that's all you need to do. If you want to check something, check it, put it back where it goes. Don't fucking throw it somewhere else. Don't try to fucking steal it. It's not that hard to be decent people. But, alright. Talk about you being hostess, talk about you working at hostess at Fazio's, working at Quick Trip, the cup of coffee that you had at fucking Logan's Roadhouse.
Wait, a cup of coffee at Logan's Roadhouse?
That's what they say when you do like work at a certain place for a while. It's like, oh, you're only there for like a cup of coffee.
Oh, gotcha. Okay,
It's an expression. Now, let's talk about you being a dancer. And so you work at Lizzie's. Lizzie's is a great place. I've been there a few times because I knew a few of the girls, and I know a few of them now. There's certain girls that they stay there for a bit, and they leave for a while. There's some that's been there for a while. I actually met you through someone that we both know. Hey, Brooke, you're probably not watching this, but hi. That's how we both met. But you told me you were working there. Actually, I see you worked there before with you and another one of our friends that you work with. And I forgot what the hell that dancer name is. I forgot. But how do you like being a dancer?
I actually like it a lot. It's very physically demanding, especially with all of the pole tricks that I like to do. I am definitely not like the best dancer there, but I'm still in the process of learning, and I've been a dancer for a good 8 months now. Ever since I started working there, like it's definitely built up a lot of my upper body strength for sure. Because whenever I went in, I first started, I couldn't do any pull-ups. Now that I've started there, I can actually do some pull-ups. So I'm just like, okay, let me see these.
2 tickets to the gun show. So, talk about how when you first started. Like, how did you feel? Were you nervous? Were you were you worried about the girls not accepting you? Like, how did you feel?
Honestly, I went in a little nervous about just like doing the job in general. I didn't really care about if the girls wouldn't like me or not. That's how my mindset is. I just remain completely oblivious to that type of deal. Well, not completely, but like I shut everything else out that doesn't really matter or shouldn't matter, and I just focus on what needs to matter. But yeah, my first day there, I actually did pretty good. I was auditioning, and my manager was asking like if I wanted to go ahead and work that night, or if I wanted to go ahead and come in the next night. And I'm just like, I mean, you know what? I'm already here. I'm already dressed up, and I already auditioned. You said I'm hired, so I'll just go ahead and work tonight. So cool. And a few seconds later, a guy already caught me and was asking me for a lap dance, and I'm just like, all right, bet, let's do it.
Were you shocked?
Yeah, I was like, oh. I mean, it was definitely my first time being asked for a lap dance, and I'm just like, okay, you're a newbie, it's all good, just go with the flow, take it easy.
I wanted to make a joke, but I stopped myself. I was gonna say this is probably the first time a guy asked you for a lap dance, like in that setting.
Nah, I would say he definitely took a liking. So I was like, all right, cool. He keeps coming back too. So I'm like, all right, bet.
All right. So now, how do you feel about, have to deal with customers?
Honestly, I deal with it pretty well. I'm an extremely tolerant person. I mean, especially if you ask around all of the staff or all of the other dancers and bartenders over there, like they will tell you the same thing. I'm pretty tolerant. I just, I don't really...
You don't take no shit.
Yeah, I really don't.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think it was in my second month that I was working there. There was this one guy that came in with a couple friends of his, and I was sitting with one of the customers there, just making conversation, talking, getting to know him, and he got me a dick shot. And as soon as I finished that, I was gonna take it back up to the bartender because I didn't want to like leave it around since it's a small place. And this guy, he came up to me, he was mumbling, and I couldn't really make out what he was saying, so I was like, all right, well, I mean, if you would like to talk, would you like to hang at the bar area? Would you like to get some drinks? And he he whipped out all of his $100 bills. He shoved it in my face and was like, "Baby girl, you aren't even worth $100. Where are them black girls at?" I was like, "Whoa, hey." Like in my mind, I was like, "Yo, like, that's definitely uncalled for, but, like, if I'm not your flavor, then why are you even speaking to me?"
Sure.
Like, it's all cool if you don't take interest in me to talk, but, like, you don't have to go out and say that type of shit.
Oh, see, I think that's the problem with like strip clubs and stuff. Which, ladies, I don't really consider ladies a strip club. I don't even think y'all like take anything off that much. Like, do y'all take like bras and anything off?
We take our tops off, but we still have pasties on.
Oh, okay. So then, yeah. So the thing with strip clubs is like a lot of a lot of idiot guys. Because I want to specify, a lot of idiot guys think that they can just go in, do what they want, treat girls any type of way because it's supposed to be like a fantasy. It's girls catering to us. You know, it's beautiful. It's supposed to be beautiful, attractive women want to coming up to us. You know, dressing sexy and dancing seductively and stuff like that. You know, and all like that. And it's the thing of like, well, I'm paying you for this. Just like, and I want to get into this, like when certain clubs have like reputations that aren't true, like, or the idiot guys who be like, hey, I want to have a good time, blah 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 blah, and then try to pay girls to like sleep with them and shit like that, which don't fucking do that. And have you had that experience with like a customer or some guy coming in and being like, oh, well, I want to do something outside of here, or where you give them a lap dance, try to get a little extra?
All the time. All the time. Like, it usually happens in the lap dance area. It's like they try. So whenever they do get a lap dance, we go back there and first off, I give him the rundown of what he can and cannot do, just so that he's aware of it, because you never know, like, if he's at a different club, their rules are different from ours. So I just let him know, like, yeah, you can touch me everywhere, just please don't touch here. Or you can put your face in my tits, just please, for the love of God, don't lick me.
Yeah.
But they usually, some of them will still do that, and it really pisses me off. But whenever that does happen, I either, one, give them a warning, or I just decide, you know what, I'm just gonna walk up out of here, because if you're gonna disrespect me, then it's like, no, I'm not dealing with you.
No.
Because then that means you're gonna be doing that to all of the other girls, and that's a no-go. That's a no-go.
Yeah. Now, last week you told me about an experience, well, something that happened at the club. You want to go into the story?
So, I forgot what day it was. What day was it? Do you remember?
It was like Saturday or Sunday.
Huh. It was probably a Sunday. I think it was a Sunday. So, it was a Sunday night that I was working. It was the first time in a while that I decided to schedule myself for a Sunday. And maybe about an hour later of us opening, a guy comes in, and I recognize him off the bat, because he's usually the type that comes in and just tries to ask for girls' phone numbers and their contact, but he's the type that just does not spend on any of the girls. He just wants to take up their time for free. And it's like, yo, hey, like, you gotta, if you're gonna be coming up in here, you gotta expect to at least be spending something. He tipped me maybe a couple of dollars, like just $2.
Oh, God. No.
And then he decided to tell me that all he's got is just 20s, and I'm just like, okay, well, I mean, if you want to, you can go up to the bartender and you can switch those out for ones.
Also,
or you can...
did he have any drinks, anything like that, or no?
No.
I've gone there. Like I said, I've gone there because I know you. I know a couple other girls who work there. I literally just go there, have a couple drinks, conversate with Aurora. Hi, Aurora, if you watch this. And I'll tip here and there. I usually, like, sometimes I usually don't. It's just I have conversation with people, and I've had a lot of girls that was like, oh, wait, like, we get it, you know, if you don't want to tip, but we appreciate the fact that, you know, you keep us entertained, having conversations, you're not being fucking weird, and trying to touch us and shit like that. Like, I've never, like, what I'll do, like, the stupid, like, little spanking shit like that, but I'm not just, like, fucking grabbing girls' ass and shit like that. But no weird shit like that. It's just, there, have conversation, be a part of that shit. But, like, when y'all talking to somebody, be like, go get your money. You know, y'all come back, we'll talk about most random and shit. But, like, just don't be that guy coming in there, you know, trying to see your girl, expecting her to do some shit when you don't fucking tip, or you don't want to fucking pay, or do any other bullshit. Don't be that person. Even if you go to the club and get drinks, they appreciate that because at least you contributing somehow. Like you pay attention to the girls, tip the girls, get some drinks. The fucking Lizzies, every time I get a drink there, they always give me ones back, always. Because it's like, well, like that thing is, well, we give you singles, that way you can tip the girls. We're not gonna give you fives and tens and shit like that. We're gonna give you ones, so that way, you know, give some to the girls, have some in your pocket, whatever. Just do that. So this dude has fucking 20s. Yeah, he could have went up to whoever the bartender was that night and got some change. Like could have got some singles.
He could have, but he didn't want to. But I was at the on the stage at that time in my rotation doing my dance, and while he was up there just tipping me only $2 and telling me about the 20 bills that he had, I was like, okay, like if you wanted to switch those out, he could. And he was like, baby girl, you gotta earn these $20. But now, what do you think I'm doing right now? Like there's some guys out there that will legit just fly some 20s right at us, but that is very rare. That is extremely rare. And it's like we're grateful for that. Like if we see people giving us at least fucking $5, we're very grateful for even $5 instead of ones. It makes it a lot more motivating for us to do our job. It makes it a lot more fun, and I mean, it makes it a better environment. But also another thing that he asked after that was, how are you in bed?
Yeah. No. Mm-mm.
Like...
That's the reason I think I hit you, because you had posted it on Snap, and I was like, what happened and who do I need to go fight? Because I do consider you, like, we're not the closest of friends, but I do consider you a friend. And the fact that your friend, we know other people too, so it kind of makes it a little bit closer. And also, I hate people who do shit like that with women, where it's like they degrade and shit like that. And I know I probably said some shit before, but I'll try not to degrade women. I'll probably say shit like out of anger, but never know shit like that, especially when it comes to like being in that kind of place. As someone who used to work in like strip clubs and stuff before, I try not to do shit like that. But guys who are like fucking clients being like, oh no, you have to earn this, you gotta do that, blah blah blah. Like, you fucking scum, man. You fucking scum.
At that point, it's basically not even worth spending your time with them whatsoever. No. It's like, I mean, some people, they'll see it as, okay, if you're gonna be this type of scum, I'm gonna try to milk the money all out of you. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, some of the girls, I mean, I don't blame them if they just want to steer clear of them, like, completely. Like,
I feel like, I know Quinn wouldn't deal with that shit, and that's who I kept forgetting the name. Quinn wouldn't do it, or she'd be like, oh, you don't think I'm worth it? Then why are you here? But like, she would reverse like psychology of the shit, and then the dude would have been like throwing money, or just would have fucking left. Like, she would have played it two ways, to where not stroking his ego, but like played it off so that way she can get some cash out, or just be like, yeah, you don't deserve to be here, get the fuck out.
Right. Let's see. And on top of that, I just, like, I didn't say anything to him. After he asked me that, I was like, alright, I'm gonna just keep quiet. I'm just gonna, like, ignore you the rest of the time. So after that, he went with another girl, and he was making conversation. They seemed like that they were having a good time, but
it wasn't a good time.
Yeah, no. After they came back from the patio, or one of the girls came back from the patio whenever she was out there with him, I was sitting at the bar area, she stormed in and she was like, "Yo, you need to get this guy the fuck out of here." Like, he called me an odd body bitch, and I was like, "Hey, wait, what?"
What?
Like, I've never heard anybody say an odd body bitch, but to be body shaming dancers, like, yo, let me.
I mean,
like,
I've heard that before, but that's to say that shit in a place that's supposed to be like for entertainment, and it's supposed to be, and Lizzie's has girls of different fucking sizes, from like very small to thicker girls, shit like that. It is a variety for like if you go in there, you got your variety, whatever you're looking for, like no matter color, matter shape, anything like that. So for anybody to fucking say some shit like that, fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, so we kicked him out, and we basically banned him, but it was just so degrading.
It
was like,
that.
yo,
I'll be using that shit.
like, please don't do that.
I'm sorry. That's only funny now, like but in that moment, I probably would have punched that dude. But right now, it's kind of funny in my head because I probably would use. I would use that shit. I would use that on somebody. I'm sorry.
You're good.
So there actually are a few questions on here, which thank you, Darren, who I think he's probably still watching. So he asks, QT must require so many points of contact with each customer. Like, hello, how do they check on that? Do they send in secret shoppers?
Send in secret shoppers.
Yeah,
Oh, yes, they do. Since I think actually.
Well, he was saying that like I have to talk to customers so much, like saying hello and shit like that.
You gotta
like,
do that. You gotta do that like every single time somebody comes in. Like,
yeah.
you gotta be on top of that.
So
shit.
I think that's how he was saying.
So
Like,
it's like if that secret shopper comes in, then they'll definitely be taking note of that to see if you're like greeting people every single time. Just giving the best quality of customer service, because that's just how Quick Trip is. We want to make sure like people are being, or the workers are like greeting everybody, just doing their job, and whenever they also leave, make sure to say thank you, see you next time. Yeah, I don't know if that's what he meant.
Yeah. Well, he was saying like how do they check to make sure that like.
Oh yeah, no, they do. Yeah, they check by just coming in. Us workers, we won't know who exactly that secret shopper
That's
will
usually
be.
how it always is at like retail places. Like they'll just send somebody that know who it is.
Mm-hmm.
Then he also asks, do bikini bars have the girls pay the club each time they dance and the DJ like the adult clubs? Well, one I can say y'all don't have DJs all the time. Y'all just got like a playlist going. I think y'all have a DJ like what, once a week or something like that, or like once a month.
Not anymore.
What happened with that? Tell me later. Tell me.
Well, I guess you could say that he's taking a break, but other than that, the tip out, is that what he's asking?
Basically.
Okay, so for the tip out over at Lizzie's, it's 30%. They take 30% of what we make off of commission. So like VIPs, lap dances, and drinks. They take 30% of that on top of $15 for utilizing the building. But now we're gonna be tipping our bouncers at least a couple bucks, or just whatever you feel like you can.
$5 to $10.
Yeah.
Because Thomas is cool.
Thomas, he doesn't work there anymore. There's a guy, Tobias. He works there now.
I haven't been there in a while. I gotta go.
He's a really cool dude. Really cool. Really chill. Very nice guy. But he does care about the workers there, so we definitely do try to tip him whenever we can. Like, the staff basically told us if you're not making great money on a night, it's okay. You don't always have to tip the bouncer. But if you are making some good money, then at least feel free to try to tip the bouncer, because he's at least walking us out to our cars, making sure that we don't get hurt or nobody else is out there.
There's some crazies out there for.
Yeah, like recently I already heard that somebody last night took one of my coworkers like catalytic converters in her car.
Oh shit! So
yeah.
that car is sounding loud to the motherfucker right now.
Probably. So I'm just like.
Do you know what a catalytic converter is?
I've heard of it.
You are the car girl too.
Well, let's just say I knew more about my 01 Honda Accord than I do with my current car right now.
It's underneath the car somewhere.
Yeah.
But it's like it says like gold or some shit in there, so like fucking crackheads and people be like cutting them off and then taking them.
Yep. And last night was cosplay night too. Like it was pretty lit. It was pretty lit.
Yeah, I saw Quinn's outfit. It was like.
It was pretty cool.
What did you go
as? I went as Baby Doll from Sucker Punch.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay,
yes.
See, the reason why that I went as Baby Doll from Sucker Punch was because literally as soon as I started working there, I got comments from everybody just telling me like, "Hey, you look like Baby Doll from Sucker Punch," and I'm just like,
"It's the freckles."
I don't know. I really don't know.
If you get, because did you have the blonde wig?
I did.
Yep, it's the freckles.
Oh my god. I mean, everybody was telling me that I look like Emily Browning, which I mean there might be some similarities. And it might be because of my lips, my eyes, my facial structure. I mean, I would say it is, but some people they say.
If I had the time, we would watch Sucker Punch after this fucking podcast. Because we don't get to hang out that much.
Yeah, I know.
Like you're busy and I'm busy with stuff. I do want to hang out more.
Yo, I got a freaking routine. It's like from the time I wake up at 10 in the morning, I eat my first meal, and
this
then
girl wakes
straight
up,
after
this girl wakes up at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay, that's on a day that I am not working, because this girl needs to sleep in. But it's like literally as soon as I wake up from 10 in the morning, I go eat my first meal, which is the eggs and raw spinach, and then straight after that I go straight to the gym. I'm there for about a couple hours or so, and after that usually I go to the gym with my coach, so we usually slay a lot all the time. And
that's why this podcast is so late today, because she was like, "Oh, I woke up at 1 o'clock. I gotta get ready. I gotta go to the gym." And then 3 hours later.
I'm sorry.
I'm giving you shit.
I know. Stop busting my balls, damn it. But it's like, after that, then I get home, then I immediately meal prep, because I have to meal prep for the rest of my night, especially whenever I go into work, because as soon as I get into work, I have my third meal. I forgot about the second meal. I have my gummy bears and my protein shake. That is like the number one thing I always look forward to is the sugar, because I am craving it.
That's where the coffee comes in.
The coffee, I can only have black coffee, my good sir. I can only have water and black coffee.
I'm gonna give you a hamburger.
I'm good. I'm good.
I'm kidding.
But yeah, no, it's like a whole ass routine. After I get off of work, I go back home and I meal prep some more, which is my turkey cutlets.
Or the chicken boobies. Chicken titties.
Chicken titties.
Boobies too. Yeah, chicken titties. So we came up with a new slang for chicken cutlets is chicken titties.
I just find it more entertaining. Like, I feel like it's funny. Like, come on, make a joke out of it.
So then why is it turkey titties?
Turkey titties? I mean, you could say that too. I mean, turkey titties, chicken titties, like, all the titties. All the titties.
So is a burger a cow titty? Hits bong.
I mean, maybe. You can't really ask me. I'm not a burger person.
Yeah, because you told me that you eat like lamb.
I love lamb, especially ribs. I love making ribs. Like I make all three types of ribs. It's like the lamb ribs, the beef ribs, and the pork ribs. Like if I'm making ribs, I'm going all out. Like you can't just make one type.
See, I love gyro, so like that is so good to me.
Is that how you say it?
What gyro?
Gyro? Gyro? Is it gyro?
It's supposed to be hiro.
Gyro?
But I say gyro because I'm from Chicago and I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
Some people say gyro, which is wrong.
Yo, I've always wanted to try the actual deep dish Chicago pizzas. Like, I've never had that, but I've always wanted to try it. I'm just like, yo, look at that fucking cheese pull.
So, Jesus Christ. So me and my homie are like trying to plan to go like the end of August. I want to go because I'm a big wrestling nerd, and usually at the end, like around like Labor Day weekend, AEW always does a show, like 3 shows in Chicago. They have like the 2 TV shows and the pay-per-view. I want to go, but I know this is going to cost hella money. I went last year. I was going to go to the pay-per-view, but I had to be back here to do a show, like a rap show. But I got to go to a Rampage. I got to go to Dynamite and I got to go to Rampage, which they're usually on the same day because they'll do Dynamite live and then they'll tape Rampage for Friday. But this time they did, which they always do for like pay-per-view weekends, whatever. They had one show on Wednesday, Rampage on Friday, and then the big show on like Saturday or Sunday whenever they usually have it. And I want to do that, but I got to save up the cash so I can get it.
Gotcha.
But if we actually do go, I mean, I'll take you with me.
Well, I mean,
if you have the time.
It's probably not gonna happen because I have to stay on my diet. Because like me and my coach, we're trying to shoot for a show that's in November or around the November time. So I really don't want to fuck that up.
I'll just bring you back a slice of pizza. So you can...
No. If it's cauliflower crusted, I
am not doing cauliflower.
I love cauliflower crusted stuff.
Girl, I think I think where I get my pizza from back at home, they would call me some type of fucking slur if I asked them to give me cauliflower fucking crust. They would look at me and be like, "Are you fucking gay? What the fuck are you?"
I just prefer it. I mean, like, I really do. But also, there's a couple things that I wanted to add onto, like, that tip out part. So, if we do make enough money on a night, then obviously we're going to be able to make out our tip out and have enough money to take home. But if it's a night that we're not doing so great and we haven't sold anything, like any VIPs, lap dances, or drinks,
which you'll have those nights because it's just people just don't come in or they come a little bit later. Which that's kind of been the bar industry right now anyway, where people go to certain places and a lot of people don't like venturing out. Like when I'm at Blue during the week, like certain days it's completely fucking dead. People usually don't come in to probably like midnight, somewhere around there. I've seen that happen at Lizzie's as well, where y'all just be like practicing. Sometimes you'll be like trying to enhance like y'all tricks and stuff like that. And then some couple guys come in, probably spend a few dollars, and then they'll stay for a while and then head out.
Yeah, but if we don't make any sales and we make very little tips, then we basically have to pay out of pocket for our tip out, and at that point it's basically seen as we just wasted our 8 hours of our time there. So it's kind of a negative thing to think about, but that's just how it is with us. And
I mean
that's only happened to me one time when I wasted my 8 hours there and I didn't make any sales whatsoever. But
I mean, it happens at a lot of like even bigger clubs too. Like, like I've worked at Pleasures, worked at Executive Lounge, Glamour Girls and stuff like that. Which Glamour Girls is weird because they get that thing of like super dead until like 11:30 midnight. Then it just everybody comes in. And I don't even think a lot of girls there make a lot of kids. Like it'll be that place will be fucking packed out. And then girls will barely make anything.
Actually, I think that place closed down again. Yes.
That place
But
fucking sucked. I don't give a damn. I say this on here right now. Glamour Girls fucking sucked. I'm not taking this phone call because he calling me at the wrong time. And I know who's calling me. I'm not answering it. But that place was just so fucking weird. Like it was a decent setup somewhat, but could have been better. Like should have been a better location. One, and then two, it was just ghetto as fuck for no fucking reason. But yeah, a lot of places. Sorry for cutting you off, but yeah, it's a lot of other clubs. They do have it to where, like I said, a certain percentage or like a certain amount. Like I think Pleasures, it was like $35, something like that. You had to pay for like a tip out. I can't remember exactly. And then to take a certain percentage of your dances, and then they take a certain percentage when you do VIP, because that was like $300, some shit like that. And then you're supposed to tip out DJ, tip your security guys and shit like that. Because like you said, they're the one making sure you're safe. And it's a lot of girls, which I don't think I've ever seen this at Lizzie's, but I've seen this everywhere else, where it's a lot of girls who have like that attitude and that bravado of, well, why do I need to do this? And, why do I need to tip you and you didn't do shit? I'm just like, hey, I'm the reason, that when you come up to me and ask me to play this shit, blah, 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 or when you don't know what to play and I'm like, oh, hey, I think you'll like this, that's the reason why I'm here. Or when you give shit to your security guys and doorman and stuff like that, who will walk you to your car, or when you tell them, oh, this guy is a piece of shit, or he tried to fucking touch my vagina and shit like that, which hopefully you haven't had that. I'm hoping not. It's happened.
Probably, but I try not to think about it.
Yeah. Cause I know dudes do that shit with like the fucking dollar where they try to like put it into. I'm just like, stop that shit.
Yeah.
As someone who used to work at a fucking nude club, like all nude club, and seeing guys being like, doing all, I'm like, stop that shit. No one wants a fucking dirty dollar in their fucking vagina. No girl wants that shit.
Right. But there was another thing that I wanted to add in. It was also with the sales, but it's like over at Lizzie's, definitely a different type of atmosphere. The girls there do not, like, we don't exactly drink alcohol unless we want to. Mm-hmm. Me, on the other hand, I'm a different story. I don't like drinking alcohol, but physically, I'm not even able to anyways.
Well, one, you weren't even old enough to drink.
Well, now I'm 21. I could, but at the same time with my diet, and then even if I wasn't on this diet, I physically, I cannot, because the last time I had any type of alcohol, even the slightest bit, it wasn't even a full shot. I immediately got nauseated. I got sick for the rest of the day. I was like, yeah, no. I can't handle alcohol.
It's probably like a certain alcohol that you either gotta have or you gotta build up the tolerance.
No, it's like any type of alcohol actually. Like my body will not do so well with it. I will immediately get sick. But also like we're dancers, we're also dancing, we're not trying to get drunk. We're just trying to have a good time. We're trying to sell fantasies. Most of the time, whenever you're buying the drinks, whenever you agree to buy the drinks, like, it's not even about the drink, it's about buying the girl's time.
Yep.
So if you're basically thinking, like, hey, what am I paying $50 for? It's basically for being with us, for getting to know us, like, just taking up our time. It's not about the drink. Like, it shouldn't even matter if it has alcohol in it. Like,
because I think like the dick shots they make is like $10. Do y'all have like y'all dancers drinks? What I think it's like 25 or something like that. You can have alcohol and not have alcohol in it, depending on who the girl is, stuff like that.
Also, the rule with that, the girls, if they do want to have alcohol, you would, before they can have any type of alcohol, you would have to buy them a $20 dancer drink first.
Yep.
And that one obviously does not have alcohol in it, but anything after that, that's when they can have alcohol. But if you're not gonna get them a $20 dancer drink, and if they haven't sold a $20 dancer drink yet, then they cannot have alcohol.
That's good policy. I will say that because you're not just getting the girl like fucked up, and I've seen that a lot where a lot of dancers be fucking lit.
Yeah, no,
And
we don't really get drunk over at Lizzie's. We're there to have a good time. We're there to do our job. Get to meet new people.
yeah,
Honestly,
good
like,
and bad.
well, yeah,
I will say like
ish.
Lizzie's is the one place like if I was because I'm really not into strip clubs and stuff like that. But if I was, that'd be the one place I would go to because the business model there is fucking solid. It's on point. It's not like I said. The fact when you said that it was like a girl can't drink until she can sell whatever.
Mm.
Fucking great. The fact that you don't see girls there getting like hella fucking drunk and shit like that. Great, because I've seen the opposite of that where fucking girl like it's nobody coming in and it is like, oh, let's get fucking drunk or let's do coke or let's go smoke weed and shit like that, and it's not fucking regulated to where I've been in Lizzie's where the fucking overall be something be like, I smell weed, who the fuck's smoking, and be like on like give y'all that like give whoever the warning, and just want to make sure it's a fucking clean bar because she doesn't want that reputation like a lot of other fucking clubs, like, and I know I keep bringing it up like pleasures, or because I know that even Quinn will even say this where guys will come in and think like, oh, I come here, I spend some cash, might get a fucking a BJ or have sex with this girl. It's like, not every fucking chick in here is gonna do that shit, and we don't need this reputation either.
No, and if you guys think that we are saying that we don't do that, well, first off, we do have cameras and we do have audio in the lap dance rooms. So if the girls were to do something that they weren't supposed to, they're basically putting the rest of the dancers that don't do that in danger, making the guys think like, hey, this is okay with every other girl. Let's go ahead and try to make our move. No, that's not okay. But I assure you, that's not what we do there. We're just there to have a good time, get to know people, and have fun. Make it fun for everybody.
Yeah. And like the fact that y'all do so much to try to keep more people in, like doing the cosplay nights or doing like certain theme nights. Like, that is a great business model. It's not just, it's not just the other weird shit that I've seen in a lot of places. Like it's thinking more out of the box. It's not just, oh, we're gonna have like fucking what am I trying to think of? Like a car wash or shit like that. And it's like everybody does that shit. Like will it work for y'all? Yes, because y'all have great girls and stuff like that. But y'all do other stuff where it's like, y'all into anime stuff, y'all into like comic books and whatever. It's more of like y'all use your personality and y'all brains to think outside the box to try to get more people into the place. I wish more people did go to Lizzie's to see like how great it is and to probably have a better experience. Honestly, I feel like that should be like, and it's gonna be weird the way I say it. That should be like when you turn, because you gotta be what 21 to get in, or is it 18?
You have to be 21 to get in.
Right. If you're someone like me who like the first time I went to a fucking strip club I was 21, that would have been the first place I would have went to because I would have had a fucking great time. Would have spent a bunch of dough. Like the first strip club I went to, it was fine. Like I did go a lot more, but if I would have knew about Lizzie's if I would have been in Wichita when I was 21, that probably would have been the place I would have went to. It wouldn't have been fucking any other places. Which at the time, I really didn't know a lot of places until I started working in strip clubs. But that would have been one place I would have went to because it's always great. Like I said, I've been there 4 or 5 times. Like the first couple times, like it's not even thinking like I got to spend money when I go. Like I always just have conversations with people. Like I'll get a few drinks, and his girls are like, like I mean, we mostly just got drinks, but you kept us entertained, had conversations, stuff like that. We're not really worried about it. It probably would have been nice if I would have tipped, some of the girls and stuff like that, which I've been like the last couple of times I've gone, I've done. And I would continue to do that whenever the next time I go, whenever I have the time. And that's what it should be. it shouldn't be just going in there, fucking trying to have a fucking stack of money, and they be like, oh no, you gotta earn this, you gotta work for it, blah blah blah. It was like, fuck off.
Yeah, please don't come in and just flash your cash saying or showing that you have this much cash and then not spend any of it on any of the other girls. Like, it's cool if you're spending it on one girl, at least you're spending it on somebody, but please don't flash it to everybody saying, yeah, I've got cash, but like you're just not doing anything with it. Like, that's just kind of,
you're being phony.
It's
like you just flashing around your fucking paycheck, dude. That's all you're doing. Because that's how they're going to see this. As, oh, he just went and cashed his paycheck and came in here.
Yep.
Shit, I've seen guys, and I think I've said this on here too, where when I worked at Glamour Girls, it was this one guy. He was throwing like, he was hella broke. He was throwing like $4 or $5 like on the stage, and then going and grabbing it back. And then one of the like he was trying to get one of the dancers to go back home or whatever, and she was like, "Oh, so you can throw those dollars back? So you can throw the dollars at me and get them back again?" And then he got fucking played, and it was like, "See, this is why I don't be dealing with bitches and shit." I'm like, dude, she called your ass out because you were fucking broke. You ain't get, like, all you had was fucking $4 or $5 to fucking throw, and then you was taking the shit back. Don't come to the club. That's the thing too. If you're not gonna spend, if you're not gonna do anything in a fucking strip club and just be a douche, or you just there because your homies is there, don't fucking come.
And then if you're just there to see girls and not spend, there's Pornhub.
True. Well, I mean, it's a lot of other things too.
But I think that's all I got. Is there any more questions?
No, that was it.
No?
Yeah. But, alright, that is going to be it for today's podcast. Thank you, Ayame, for being here today. I love the fact that you got to be on here. People get to see your personality. When the next time you're going to be at Lizzie's?
The next time is actually tomorrow night. I will be there tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I have Thursdays off because that's when I get slayed with my coach, and so I'm just like, yeah, that's a no-go type of day for me. I need that day off, and then I'm back on Friday. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday I will be at work.
All right, and I will be at the Door in Wellington tonight be there at 10. So tomorrow I have a wedding, so y'all will not hear from me probably. I'll probably do another podcast Monday. I'm trying to get more guests on this thing. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. You know where to find me. Everything is Negative Degree Podcast. Until then, 1 second. Oh, I haven't got this ready. Until then, stay negative, my friends.